Hello, and welcome back. We're starting off a bit early today, because I can get away with it. Simply put. But yes, hope everyone's having a good day so far. Everyone's having a good one. Oh, so, where are we at? Good question. Oh, alright. So, I'm fairly shattered from yesterday. I got a lot done in a very short amount of time, as per usual, and the compounding interest of my exhaustion is starting to catch up with me. So, yeah. Turns out going full throttle for as long as I have, it has long-term detriments, and I can't get away with it at my age anymore. So, I have a list of things I'm going to go and try and aim to get done today. That is the main thing. Most of it is cleanup. It's few of them it's cleanup that I forgot to get done at this point. And it's kind of surprising it's taken this long for me to do. But we'll sort that out as we need to. So, one thing I want to do... New file, I can keep the ratios the same. Do it with white and get my tablet. So I'm going to need you, and then I'm going to have to go right the way out. No, that's too far out. Yeah, that looks good. And probably there. Fucking phone, man. Can't get the positioning right. I do need to get like a stand for that someday. Okay, go back into what is others, and this can be called us. Export. That's one of the things I'm going to need for today. Nice, simple thing. Ooh, that's actually a good point. I should probably work on that at some point. I just need to get a reference for it. But that will be something we can sort out on the later side. Alrighty. So, what is probably the easiest thing to get sorted? Probably the toggle that I want to get done. So the toggle I want to introduce that should be pretty easy to add in. What do we want to have is tied to this? That's a good question. L. Check pressed. ORD. And L. And then we need to have the reset for this. Make sure I grab that as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna make a little create value here. Debug overlay equals false. So it was key L. Equals true. Actually no, it's no, it's let's do it this way. And then show debug overlay. So let's see if this works. Righty. Key L not set before reading. Did I not? It auto completed to left. Fuck's sakes. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it? Okay. So this is something that we have now access to, by the way, which is pretty nice. So my computer isn't too well optimized in a sense, so I have to keep this in mind. Interesting. That was very, very interesting. Okay. Massive FPS drop when in menus. This menu specifically. Hell, the enemies, which I would have thought would have been like some of the nastier stuff. It's a massive problem. Definitely something related to this. No. It's not continuing down. Just gonna reorganize this all a little bit. So this is kind of cool. So this is all of the texture maps. So we can actually see where all of the textures are being stored in file. Which, to give the explanation, it's very clear. So what's happening is it's trying to just fit where it will fit. Yeah, so this is like all of our everything else. This is icons, this is... this doesn't need to be here anymore, that was an old default thing. What is that? No idea what those are. Oh, that's the EX thing, and that's the text. That's that. What are those? Oh, that's the shark. More textures. Mostly icons. Interesting. Yeah, it's mostly abilities and icons. And a few other assets that are kind of lingered as well. So this is the current texture index is 6. Is the playing stuff. Interesting. I've never played around with this tool, so I'm playing around with it right now. So why is it that it's lagging in the menu? We're gonna have to look into this. Because the moment we come out of that, the game functions way, way smoother. So is it potentially a lot of my checks Or is it UI related? Oh no, is it UI related? I mean, this makes sense because this is the surface stuff that might be causing the lag. Okay, so that is technically working. It's not resetting? No, it is resetting, okay. Yeah, the moment that happens, that dumpsters. Why does this dumpster? Free frame. Can I zoom in on this? Okay. And yeah, so it looks like update is what spiked here. Garbage collection looks fine. That looks fine. The drawer's definitely getting hit. So, okay, this spike in update is probably, the repathing. So this is updates. So, I'm now scared. Because what I'm going to search for is no, what is it? Fuck, I'm just going to pull it from in here. I'm sure it will be somewhere in here. Yeah, here we are. Because the interesting thing is, looks like we're doing some hardcore debugging going on today. Well, yes and no. So I found out there is some inbuilt, like in-client debugging tools that I should have been using for a while. That was suggested to me via videos watching about flocking-based movement. So I decided to actually look into what was happening, and we just saw that when the game's in a paused state, while running the normal game, it just smashes the processing. Which would explain why we have so many bugs related to pausing. Because it's just skipping a frame at the wrong point. So now I'm going to have to do the query of going through everything and figuring out what have I got on a game pause check that would cause this bigger issue. Because realistically, I feel like what we'd done in the past is it should be fine. I could test something else quickly. And it'll actually could probably confirm this better for me than fucking around too much more. So in get input, are we still using this key? We are, but it's not actually doing what it's supposed to. So I'm going to take pause equals not game. And I'm going to see if it's specifically the pause that's causing the problems, or if it's the UI, and then I need to send a flick through a thing to the other person about that. So first of all, we need to toggle this on. So we have our FPS, and then we need to press O. Alright, well that's answered the question. So if you're wondering what we just found out with that action, so right now the game is using the pause system. No issues. I can't unpause. Alright, so we do that, but if I level, you'll see the updates skyrocket, especially if I'm hovering over here. Now, update is the red bit of this. And look at that. If I I'm forcing a level up, which should just give a good example, but it's not just level up, because if we do normal UI, so just the normal pause, look at how dumpstered this gets. But if we go back, perfectly fine. So, I need to push that through as a thing that needs to be looked at. Remember when playing Terra Online, learned that UI dropping 40... Yeah, no, surprisingly enough, a lot of people underestimate it. UI has a lot of checking. Is the UI running at like 400 FPS or something? I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to just say in things to do, I'm just gonna have a thing here. Alright. Well, that's kind of scary. I know you don't limit FPS in the main menu, and it can expose weaknesses like hardware that make it appear as if the game is crashing their PC. See, now that's the thing, is that shouldn't be the case in here, because this is where it's actually kind of funny. Technically speaking, in this sense, the menu is a single object. All UI you see, all of the menus and everything, that is all hosted inside of one singular object. And all I'm actually doing is that when the game gets a menu activation, I use game pause to tell the game this is paused at the moment. So stop running all of the scripts everywhere that might need this sort of information. Like, it would require the game to basically be running. And then we'd just change what's overlaid. The problem is, clearly, the update section is way too intense, and it's doing too many things every frame, which is therefore creating a greater and greater load, and the fact that we were seeing it slowly deteriorate as well is a really bad sign. It does mean that it is extremely unoptimized. While most experiences aren't going to notice that, what I was seeing there is, again, like, if I left the menu open for longer and longer, it got progressively worse, and it would get worse for the next time as well. So there was carryover problems, which is really bad. There is no, the FPS is locked for the game. Technically speaking, the FPS you were seeing going like 1,000, 2,000, whatever, isn't true. The game is locked at 60 FPS. And the reason I can tell you that is because I can change the FPS changing didn't change the movement speed, right? And the movement of the character is based off of the frame, it activates every step, which is every frame. So that's where actually a lot of games have problems, is that they will lock their spawning system to the frame rate and not actually accommodate locking the frame rate correctly, or not make it independent, which does mean they tie there's a lot of games that will tie aspects to FPS and incorrectly manage that. There was one game, I can't remember the name of it, but it was another Survivors-like, that the spawning of the enemies was tied to FPS. So technically there was difficulty settings, but there was also the irony that if you had a really good PC and left that on unlimited FPS, you would actually be playing a significantly harder game than someone that was capped at 60 or 30 FPS. It was really funny, because like people were saying this person was really bad at the game, but it turns out that it was FPS issues inherent in the game. Which is why I've tried to do my best to use time sourcing more often for a lot of those actions, because time sourcing is independent of a lot of that. It's a timer. It will tick itself independently, internally, in a way that should make it fine and safe. But because we did that test where we paused the game, because my fear was that the pause itself was the problem. So I'm actually going to rip this out of here, because I want to be able to put that in the main object here, so it's not locked behind the players, because what we were having there is I couldn't unpause with this button, because the player locks all of its actions and inputs the moment you get the pause. So let's just kind of show exactly what I've been referring to with all of this. If we go up in here, you'll see this. So if the game is paused, so if it's true, image speed is set to 0. Don't worry too much about that. That's just the character's movement. Going between the different frames of the character. So that's how you get the idle bob or the running animation, yada yada yada, right? That says no more animation switching. Then we have exit. What exit does is it tells the code, this is the last moment. Read nothing else below this point. Is it not possible that there's a script that's misbehaving when you ask the game to pause then? Well, see, that's why I say, like, it seems to actually be UI related, not pause related. Which is the scary part, because I'm trying to figure out why. But, again, this is where I kind of point at the fact that I'm not the UI developer for this game. The UI developer is someone independent of me. But we can see that the FPS is fairly stable. Has its moments of getting smashed up, but I can tell for certain we see this tick up every once in a while. Is it every 4 seconds? But like the moment we do this, we see the frame rates deteriorating. It was sitting at a 400, 300 average, now it's 200. Now it's going into the 100s. And now it's going down further and further, and now it's getting out of the 100s into the double digits. And the longer this goes, you're seeing that now it's just only in double digits, and now it's getting to single digits because of the update cycle. And to prove this point, so we can hide this, is like, look how long it takes for the mouse hover over to change. That is actually indicative of showing how long duration it is. But at the moment we come out of it, we go back up to like 500. With occasional spikes, and those spikes would be a lot of my like intermittent cleanup systems. So enemy pathing, you can see it flicker, and then yeah, no, immediately this comes back up, it's smashed. However, if we press O, oh, no. Okay, so with O now, so there is a progressive deterioration in pause. Okay. If we end run and then go back in, and then we go pause. So if I leave it on pause, do we see deterioration then? So we should see it no longer be hitting 4 digits. If it's not doing that now, then I know what would be the cause. But it is fluctuating between 800 to over 1,000 still. Okay. I have a test now. Now we have enemies on screen. Okay. But it's not deteriorating. It's bad, but it's not deteriorating. Yeah, it's just bad when it's paused. Okay. So I can clean up that end of things. So that's clearly something related to either the enemy objects themselves or the controller. So let's look at here. Could it be that? Okay, so I'm going to write a little code here. This should save a lot of problems. This. So that should actually reduce a lot of lag related issues. I just thought on that. Because that was something I did introduce recently, and I didn't think this lag was too bad before. So we need to wait for enemies to spawn, but we do need to toggle this back on. Okay, enemies have spawned. So that's fine. That would have definitely been a huge update issue, because that was a lot of path-related issues. So we've just saved about 600 FPS, 600, 700, potentially 800 FPS on pause with that. Cool. Now let's look at this. Is this continuing to deteriorate? Just peeking through before I pass out. Fair enough. Always good to hear from you, bud. It's not deteriorating so badly, but I do still see, like, some deterioration. It's not very clear, though. I want to see stacked. I want to just observe the update. My eyes hurt. Oh god, yeah, it do be like that. But yeah, I think... Does the pulse rate increase? Shouldn't do. I mean, like, this thing up here, so this is just indicative of how many resources getting being used. So if this goes up, then it means it's worse. So there's just flicks, which I understand why it's pulsing like that, because again, it will still be trying to trigger certain things, but it will be stopping them immediately and resetting them. One of the ones I can immediately think of is enemy handling and enemy spawning, right? We're not technically doing those right now. Well, no, enemy spawning's time source, enemy handling isn't. So it's fine pulsing, that's normal. But it's the deterioration is what we're looking for. The deterioration doesn't seem to be too bad. How many max enemies can be there on screen? At this point in time, there is no cap. However, I will be implementing a cap again soon. We did have a cap before, but that was because we had a very different spawning system. Now we have a much better system, so we are kind of pushing the limits a lot. And basing some things off of that. Yeah, see, like, again, there's every once in a while just massive spikes, but those are pretty consistent points. I don't know. I think we've mostly solved the issue, though. But I'm still gonna keep this here. Is the optimization good? I've tried to keep it good. Again, there's a level of optimization, like, that you, as a game dev, there's, like, you have to allow for, right? So, when developing a game, could I make the game more optimized? Could I make this entire project significantly more optimized? Sure, I could probably make this entire run on a goddamn, like, old Nokia phone, if I really, really wanted to. But at what point in time do I need to just say, you know what? We've hit the thing. I just added in this little bit here, So basically, instead of doing this action every frame, it now only does it once when pausing. That's good, but it's harder to keep that level of optimization while active development. That is a big point of it as well. Is it's just like, it's the same argument with what's the word for it again? Feature creep, right? Is I keep coming up with ideas I'd love to do in this game, but at what point in time am I just adding features and never releasing the game? It's the same with optimization. At what point in time am I optimizing so much that like there is nothing left? Like there is no point to that optimization. The change is not even a small percentage value anymore. They can be like notable to the human eye. Like I know of people that have optimized their games with optimizations that change it from like a point, basically a decimal place percentage optimization. Under most situations, you don't need to bother. But I've done my best to try and maintain good foundations for optimization, so building up isn't bad. That's what I try to do with texture mapping and stuff like that. So we actually have texture maps that are positioned specific ways, so certain textures only need to be pulled at certain times. One of the big ones for that is lobby items. Very specific assets, visual assets that will only appear in the lobby are drawn separately than the rest of the game. Why? Because it means that I can load that texture thing and not have a larger texture palette that takes longer to sort through. Because actually we can show that in game. That was one of the cool things that we saw with the debug. So if we launch the game, we don't even need to actually go into the game room. We can just toggle it here. Debug texture. And if we take this and make it much larger, you can see here, this is all of the characters. Right, and you can see that they're weirdly positioned. That's because this program itself is organizing to where does this fit? And it's trying to sort the location. So it will know where the location is to pull from. Which is pretty solid. Then we have here, which is like, this is where almost all of our abilities, this is where text is, this is where this is, which this should actually show how excessively large some of those assets are. This is a really high quality image that does not need to be in the game. But you can see here, like, ironically enough, we can see all of the icons for some of the abilities here. If I'm zooming in, hell, you can see the things there. Going through, there's a lot of the icons that we know that we've been adding recently. There's some other stuff I'm working on. There's some stuff there that I'm working on that I shouldn't be showing. But yeah, we've got abilities, and you can see where they're quite big. Then here, this is only lobby room things. And this is the texture map stuff for only the game room. And then this is what we're visually seeing at the moment. So I actually quite like that this is an option that we have to work with now. So I'm going to keep working with that. Okay, so one thing I wanted to do. There we go. So we've done a lot of testing there. We've fixed a couple of issues that were probably going to be long-term thing, but yeah, so it's, well, my optimization there was part of the problem. We did see some optimization issues related to the upgrade and pause menus where they would deteriorate. So it does mean that there's something wrong there. It's a soft leak, which we don't really want that if we can avoid it. Okay, so let's check that off as a thing that we've done today. So the next stuff, so that one should be relatively easy. That one, technically we've only got some of them done. Yeah, it's gonna be fun getting that sorted out. But yeah, this is kind of why you should always check these sorts of things, right? When you're playing your games. I mean, this is why it sounds stupid to say, but when making a game, you should play your game. Because it does tend to actually give you a better showing of what's going on. To be fair, we do have plans for that upgrade menu being very different in the future. So, I mean, we still need to add rerolls and banishes and stuff like that, right? So, there's that needs to be done. Okay, so what do we want to work on now? So of the list, we have tracking player movement internal to the player. To reset on room switch. This is going to be used for something like the Shy Lily weapon. Not weapon, the ability, I think it is, for her. Yeah. It's her ability that's like so much distance moved, deal damage in area. I decided to stick with that. I decided not to go with the cooldown thing because I thought having a cooldown like that's just weird. And it gives you a very weird play pattern for Shy Lily that I think will be interesting. So we've got that. Then we've got having the EXs have a special functionality thing that I want to do. So they'll visually show the splash arts that we've been showing off. Which at the moment we only have 2 more to do, except one of the ones I've done I kind of want to redo because it looks jank in my opinion. And then we've got assist related stuff and auto level up of passive. So the thing is with the auto level up of passive is that we need to go through and change a lot of structure in a lot of locations to accommodate for the fact that we will probably be moving the thing out of an ability and into a passive and caring about that and not caring about the abilities anymore. Casually dragon mating, fair enough. So I think I'm going to do the EX thing because I kind of want a visual thing that we've got done. And in the process of that, we'll also add in some of the assist stuff that I need to add in. So for now, I'm going to run by the rules of what we've got as our current UI, not what we want the UI to look like. Dragon Maids, yeah. Gotta love them. Okay, so I need to visually look at this. So we've got this space here is going to be where we put the assist. Later. Cool. So for the EX, we're going to need to do something. How do we want to handle this? So I should really just have paint open before stream because it makes it faster. what we're gonna do is, so say this is the screen. It's a very terrible box. What's gonna happen is when you use the EX, a thing's gonna pop up on the side here, and it's going to have the character. Just to kind of give you a real big visual thing. So we'll need to write a way for this to all occur. Dark mode is appreciated. I'm gonna be honest, when you're doing kind of like this sort of content, like you're drawing it like this, it's just much easier to see this way. I know for some people it's not the case, but this is just a loose idea, right? So it's easy enough to kind of just see this. So yeah, what we need is we're gonna have this. So this needs to, so this is the thing we drew a second ago. And we're gonna color this relative to the character. We're gonna have this, and we're gonna have this stuff pop in from this way. And we'll probably have also an audio line play with the character's voice in mind. So like maybe we'll try and find funny dialogues from each of the characters that we can use in these moments that is relative to this. So with that being the case, I want to go look at UIs because I think no, I didn't do it that way. So how do I want to do this? I'm going to have to do this probably via the character, the player. Just going to delete these events. So I'm going to have draw GUI end. Right? Yeah. That's how we'll do it. So, I'm just going to have this here for the moment. It's not going to be what we do long term though. And we're going to have a check system. So let's go look at the step and look at how do we trigger this. So we need to have, on here, we need to set a value to play. Ready, EX playing, visual equals false. Player dot equals true. And then this. So we're going to need, did I ended up exporting that? SP other, we're looking for splash background. Here we go. So I'm just going to toss that in player for now. I'm not going to care too much on this. We'll change its location at a later stage. Is there a stretched extended? Yes, there is. Good. Because I'm going to want the color. So that's color, and that's alpha. Alpha can be 0.9 for now. Oops, that would explain why that looks weird to me. Okay, color, so let's have, we'll have to set a value somewhere. But let's just have this as C, black for the moment, so we know that it's working. And then, so this is also going to be the thing, and this is going to be the splash art. So let's put in a few of the splash arts as ways to do testing. So I'm actually going to pull this export SP 100 no thing export yes. Right, cool. So now we have a splash art to work with. We'll set this stuff a bit better later. But for now, splash. Then I'm going to go into the create event here. EX playing timer equals 0. And then EX playing timer plus plus if EX playing timer is greater than or equal to so this is going to be every frame is 60 frames, so we want this to be for about 2 seconds maybe, or a second and a half. We'll do 90 for the moment. EX playing visual equals false, and EX playing timer equals 0. So now we need to, it doesn't matter which character we have, we're just going to get the same one anyway. But we're going to have to do some work around this. So this is just getting it to draw. This is all we care about for the moment. I also want to play this with mouse because I want to see a bug that's going to occur. There's a bug that's very, very likely to occur, and I want to see if it how it happens. I want to see if it's a flicker bug or if it's just the wrong thing. And if it's the wrong thing, that's fine. I'll sort that out. It does mean we have to wait a while because her EX is like quite a long cooldown. I think is hers the longest cooldown? I think it is, right? To be fair, it is literally just wipe all enemies off the face of the planet and then just get all EXP to come to you, so it is pretty strong, but... Alright. I want to see how this bug works and if the system works in general. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. Okay. Sounds really funny. We're gonna do this. This needs to be sea white. And this is going to be solid. So that error was enemy parent, clean up, path delete. Non-existing path. So I do not need to worry about that. Okay. Because it does the cleanup itself. Good. I already sorted that out then. Actually, before we continue this, I'm going to go to characters. And we're going to change the cooldown to 8 for Iron Mouse. Just so we have it more often. Yeah, it does mean that it's going to be 8 seconds for my ult to appear. It's great. Wish I could do this more often, right? So, well, that's actually, that works exactly how I hoped it would, but it's not bugging out the way I wanted it to, almost. I'm actually slightly disappointed that it's not bugging out. Fuck. Okay. Shit, what am I supposed to do when it doesn't break? But do we think that looks good, though? I think the time's too little. I do think we can easily go to 2 seconds with it. Because we're going to do other things as well. Keep in mind that there is a lot of other things that we're going to be kind of mucking around with. Because it's not just going to be a static image. We're going to have this come in nicely. Cool. Okay. So I need to do math here now. Create event, EX playing, offset. Reminds me of the Toho spell cards. Great stuff there. Kind of, yeah, actually, that's a good point. So now we're going to have this minus, yeah, minus, and then plus displaying offset. Except this needs to be height on this one. And then we need to take this. Plus equals 3. But if is less than it's not going to work, is it? Those are two different values. Just gonna try this for now. Can only test this once. Because I don't have a reset done correctly yet. That's fine. Okay, it kinda worked, kinda didn't. Let's try that. That wasn't bad. Not quite what I want, but that's getting there. I think that looks kind of cool. I need to disjoint them a little bit and do some other stuff, but that actually looks kind of cool. So yeah, right now I'm just setting up the manual stuff for it. But we'll have an automated thing for this a bit better shortly. What we want to get the style of it right? I like it coming in on the screen like that. There we go. That was what I was hoping for, by the way. I don't know if it was really obvious there, but I really am happy with that more. So what was happening before is that they would come in together at the same speed. Now they don't. Now they're disjointed. So they actually feel way nicer now. Oh, I liked that. I like that a lot. I'm actually really happy with that one. Ooh. I miss when some Yu-Gi-Oh cards had weird number values. Wait, seriously? I thought they have a rule of being stuck to like hundreds, right? By value? I remember at one point they got stuck with 50s as values. But like, I thought they tried to stick with like 100 now. I think the philosophy. But not all? Okay, that's weird. Nah, I want to have my 15 attack monster. Give me 15 attack. 15 attack in Hearthstone. Oh no. 15 attack in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pathetic. If you're wondering, I have bread rolls right next to me. And I'm kind of hungry. Okay, so only getting ripped by weeb with maids. That's how you do it, man. I now want to reverse this. I want to have a reverse toggle point. So EX playing reverse equals false. And EX playing reverse, not reverse. That's what we want there. Else EX playing reverse equals true. And then we do the same calculation, but minus. And possibly slightly faster. And we can also check the timer. It's greater than or equal to 90. So let's try that. So that should give it a portion of time where it stays stagnant. About half a second. And then it'll start trying to glide off screen. At a faster rate. So there's one thing I want to change about that. But I do think that was almost on point. So this needs to be slightly longer. Ooh, not that long. This needs to be substantially longer. That speed should be fine for now still. No, not that. Should just be able to do it else. Then we need offset, character. Let's try that. I wonder if that's going to get the desired effect that I have. Kinda, yeah. But I do want a little bit longer. And then plus equal 25. Oh, also, actually, before I continue that, I need to make sure that this gets reset correctly. So we can continue testing this. Do we think it needs to come onto the screen earlier and faster? I think it does. It's a very simple answer for how to do that, though. So, press. Okay, I think that looks nice. I really think that looks quite nice. So let's actually play it with the character that it should be with, theoretically. You're just gonna have to wait for the actual timing for this. So you're doing your run, you're doing poorly at the moment, good lord. That was a bomb. Okay, running around and then... Could be a little faster still. Onto coming onto the screen. But I think, more or less, I think this is fine. So, if we look at this code here, so this value here is going to have to be changeable, and this value here is going to have to be changeable. And then we're also, if we want to make a playable line as well, we're going to have to decide how we do that. Because there is an argument we make the playable line at the trigger here. But what do we think? Do we think that that looks cool? I think that looks cool. And if there's anything of this that's confusing, please let me know. I'm quite happy to explain what is actually going on with this system. I think I'm going to leave that as black for now, though. I think we're just going to change the character splash. It'll be easy enough. All we need to add to the character splash is we need to go to character player constructors. We need to go to the character constructor, which is the only one we have nowadays for this. Uniques. And we need to add in to sprites, so the sprite groups who have splash equals sprite 2. Cat's off for a moment. Oh. Then, but it's difficult to judge when it seems like you want to do more. Yeah, it's real rough, right? Because in a sense, I kind of want to do more with it, but I also don't know if there should need to be any more than I've done. Right? Because like the only thing I can think of is having a color for the thing that slides in, but I also think that could potentially go badly, because what if that's so actually there's a great way of testing this, because I have a theory that it's not going to look good with anything that's not black at the moment. So let's go see orange, right, as an example. Is this going to look good? So let's go back to mouse, because she still has the reduced EX for testing. So instead of the extra like ring thing coming in, does that look good with a color on it? Now, obviously, I don't need to stick to the preset colors in here. Right. Like that's one thing I want to point out. I can use hexadecimal. But like, if we use, say, red with this, will this look better? Because there's another thing I can potentially do to offset this if I still want to have color, but I don't think this looks good. So let's see. What does this look like if we have red in there? Okay, that actually does look decent. All right, I'm a little less concerned then, if that's the case. Because my fear was that because it's slightly transparent, it could look really jank having the color thing. But it actually is coming out better than I was expecting. All right, so a lot less concern there. Because what I could have also done if I felt that it wasn't going to look good with that, but I still wanted color, is I could draw 2 of those rings and have one of them offset further back, and have it also get like a slight nudging when I needed to. Is it possible to code in to be a color that features in the character design? Yes. No, 100%. Again, so at the moment I'm just using the in-house colors, which are the C underscore black and all that sort of stuff you're seeing. These here, when they take in a color input, if I press F1, I'll pull this up. I should be able to show from here. Color. So if we go here, you can see that it's actually, these are constants that hide a decimal value. So it is, so I can use code colors to get the color I want. Yeah, see hex colors and see SS colors. So I can set the color, the very specific color I want, if I so choose to. I'm just not doing it that at the moment for testing purposes, because that's going to take quite a bit of time to go and find the exact color I'm happy with for each character. But now that I've tested that and it looks decent, actually there's one I want to test. See, fuchsia, because it could be a fight of trying to find the right colors for the characters as well. There's all sorts. But if we keep coming across a situation where, like, the color doesn't just quite look right when it's overlaid, nah, that looks fine. Okay, I'm a lot less concerned. Then yeah, I would have done the sub-ring that was black. So it's the color and then black or something like that, or color then white, depending on thing. And it would have looked a lot better. I could have actually made it so it's two colors, for example, that you have to set. And it has a sub-color and a primary color. But I think we'll leave that for a much later point. But I think that looks actually a lot better than I was expecting. So in here, we'll have the splashes. So I'm going to have just all of them be aura for now. So we have the coding so nothing breaks. Juniper is one that potentially could get a little complex, but no, she doesn't change her splash. We're safe there. That double pressed for some reason. And Shylotly's the last one. So yeah, we'll work on Shylotly's kit a bit later as well, potentially. But this is something that like I've been meaning to put into the game for far too long. So then go back to player constructors. And I'm going to add in color equals C black. And sweet. So now I need to go into here. So this is where we actually set characters. So we need to set So I'm going to actually start safely putting certain things in here. Okay, so that should hopefully do the thing we want it to. So now we're going to need another splash art to test this. And then we go here. And change that to 6 for the moment. And then also at the very end of this, give C blue. So, by all intents and purposes, it should be aura is the still default. Aura with black. So, just to test that, let's go into the room and trigger it with Iron Mouse. To ensure that it is still what it should be. Yep. Oh, shit, okay. Trying to duplicate non-existing path. Ooh. That must be with the pause. If exists path. Who knew how many errors could be turning up from just this simple system? I'm just gonna have to push this down here because there's no other way I'm gonna be able to read this long term. Okay, we'll see about that. I think that was a very niche case error just then. Because I think that's basically the enemy spawn, like in this process of the enemy spawning with a path they didn't have yet. Or a situation where the enemy should have its path. Anyway, so I shouldn't have run again with Iron Mouse, but we know for certain. Aura with black, cool. End run. Now if we switch to Shy Lily, which is the only one that should be different. Ain't that fancy? Ain't that fancy indeed? Alright, so that means we can put in the splash arts of everyone. So this does mean that I'm going to show some splash arts that we haven't done so far, or haven't shown. This is an example of one. I did boobies yesterday. I'm still umming and ahhing with his. I don't think I can do his face much better than I already have, but hey. I tried to do like Demon Lord sitting in chair feeling, which I was tempted to just draw the fucking chair, I'll be honest. He should be here. And his color should be a nice purple. So I think I'm gonna pull up this. We're going to get a hexadecimal color picker. Copy that. And just to remind ourselves, what is the tag that we need for a hexadecimal? So for a hexadecimal, this isn't actually going to work. What we need is a $sign to tell it that it's a hexadecimal. That's how we denounce hexadecimal. Which is kind of confusing because the hash is CSS color, whereas normally hexadecimal has hash in front of it. I don't know. I really don't know. Right. So that's booby splash art in. So this is the one splash art I'm really not impressed by the way. Just because I can't seem to get it right. Also, why are the fucking these keep turning back up again? I keep erasing them. Do I keep saving before I've erased them probably? God damn it. This fucking image is cursed, I swear. So many bugs with it long term. Right, file, export. We need it at 100 ratio here, and we need to change its name to SB. The reason why I think this doesn't look nice, by the way, is because the face is a little too adult. I couldn't get it right. I'm not happy with it. Hey, yeah. Okay, so then we go back to player character. Good, put that in, and what is going to be your color? The tail looks small compared to her legs. I think it's kind of like the head is too small and rounded in the wrong way. And then, like, the legs are... I just think the body proportions are off. I think I've just screwed that up, like, massively. So it's something I do need to revisit, I think. Like, it's just, I genuinely think I got the proportions wrong. I was not having a good time with it. Right, file, export. 100. USB. Maybe there's a 3D model I could pose. Honestly, that might be an idea. I probably should get like a, because I could probably code up a 3D render engine with characters. Real quick to do something with that. To do testing purposes only. Or I'm sure there's programs out there. I mean, I could theoretically just use like Unreal or Unity for that stuff. I know I can do those in general. Still cute. Thank you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still spent like 3 hours on it, but you know. Like most of these I spend, the only one that's the exception to the rule of how long I spent on it is Juniper's, and I spent an entire day, and there's a good fucking reason. Because a goddamn lunatic. See, now you did Mousy, might be that you're doing normal proportions. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I just use like the wrong proportions and stuff, because I'm just not used to drawing more childish figures. Not saying anything negative to that, it's just she is a more smaller character and more childlike. So I just think I didn't do that right. Now we need a good pink for this color. What's a good pink? That's a decent pink. Okay, so that's Mouse. Now for Juniper's one, the nightmare that is Juniper's splash art. Oh my god. Alright, file, export. Juniper. 100 ratio, apply that, unapply that. Because I feel like with most of the characters I got it right. Now we want... What color do I do for Juniper? What's her most consistent color? Green? The green that she uses? Like this green? Caissons, file, export, 100, make sure I get the ESP in front so it doesn't collide with the current file. Still not used to her newer model. I don't know what her newest model is, I'm gonna be honest. She changes them too often. That's the point. There's a reason. What color were her OG eyes? They were like a yellowy grey, weren't they? What do I have on mine? Did I even color the fucking eyes? I think I may have missed that. Let's see. I've just got a greenie. Because I think like the priestess one that she did, that had yellow eyes very clearly. This one had very orangey yellow eyes. The original had very greenish to yellow eyes. And this one also kind of... Oh, this one... Because this was when she kind of did the Makima eyes, if I remember correctly. Again, she changes her thing often enough that it catches me off guard. I love her dearly, but good lord. I mean, there's the... I still love how the fact is that, I mean, new for me was that greeny one. Fair enough. I still kind of think of the, was it SCP one as fairly new. Even though that was years ago now. I think that was like 3 years ago, maybe? I think it was 2002. 2022, sorry. Was when she did the SCP one. Then there was the fucking I don't think anyone remembers it other than the Fanta. Is what we all called it at the time. The Fanta one. And then she's had like 2 or 3 since. I know a few people have asked me to consider doing like more of her models, but I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I've done 4. That's already more that's in game currently. There's only 3 that are in game currently. And I plan on adding the 4th later. But fuck. Right, let's yoink this pink as the color. For Kason. I think Kason deserves a nice pink. So I've got to skip Mary and Monarch because I haven't done theirs yet. We put Shy Lilies in earlier, but I do want to actually grab a color off her splash. Let's go with that color. Because at the moment I think it's just using default blue, right? No, we did actually get a different one. How different is this? We'll go with that instead. And then the final one to add is you. Box. Which I am definitely grabbing a deep red for. No, I need to put the SP in so it doesn't override. There we go. $, and then we go Fox at the bottom there. Adds more models for people to literally go, yeah. I swear. And then this one. Okay, so now I think the only thing I do want to possibly do is get Aura's color changed because it's currently just not there. Yeah. So let's go into Aura's folder and grab a good color from her. Oh, hey, it's that guy? Yeah. The sexy demon dude. Even though there's a lot of sexy demon dudes out there, mind you. Okay, so now this means that all characters should have the stuff. So I'm just gonna remove the stuff so we can test these faster. Not gonna remove Mary's or Monarch's those because we literally cannot test them. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it? Yeah, Hot Demon guy is not exactly a revolutionary concept, mine, admittedly. It's like cat girl, yeah. There has definitely been a... I mean, like, that's the problem, is that as a guy, right, what are you supposed to do as your VTuber model? Like, what is this, like, a good way to sell it? It's like, well, realistically, sexy sells. So sexy hot demon dude is pretty consistently a good one to go for. I mean, fucking Booby's another sexy hot demon dude. We've literally got 2 sexy demon dudes in our game. We're not exactly subtle. You go goofy, fucking... I mean, that does work. Alright, let's go through all the characters and see how it looks in game. I mean, that's kind of what Sayu has, right? Sayu's gone a bit more goofy with his now. It's a lot less... like, dude, his has been weird. Then you've also got, I can't remember their name, the porcelain doll one. Is it literally just like fucking Joel? I can't remember his actual model's name. What the fuck was his model's name? Like, what is his design again? What is this? I can't remember what Joel is. I just remember porcelain doll. Why is that piss yellow? I thought I put blue in. I mean, it works. Not for the right reasons, though. Did I not put in the right thing? Are these CSS colors? Wait, does A-Spray use CSS or Hex? I thought it used Hex. Clearly it does not use the right one. Also, this is broken as fuck. Okay. One day I'll fix Juniper's EX, I swear. Okay, so his was definitely pulled from a Hex. Let's see what his gives. Yeah, no, that's wrong. It lies to me. Why do you lie to me, game? God, I need to update his fucking sprite. Fun fact, this has been... he's been probably going to be the most updated sprite because he was the first sprite made for the game. So he's definitely had it rough. Poor Vox. Does his function not work at all? Alright, so clearly those weren't working. Let's try it with the hex in front, the hash, and see if that changes things. It's as close to the colors that we wanted. So now that's making me curious if, like, technically the wiki for Game Maker is wrong. Yeah, I'll do Marys and Monarchs probably today, honestly. It's probably going to be what I do in my time off today. Oh, he does have an EX. I guess it just doesn't function correctly. Alright, let's not test with you if you're going to crash the game then. Let's test with you, because you'll be a weird greeny color now, instead of a weird blue. I still need to fix that. I don't know, I kind of like the shitty sprite. Yeah, no, okay, so it lies. Color is wrong. Cool. So now the colors should be more accurate. Womp womp. Even though it literally hasn't been implemented still. One day. Neither has her EX, to be fair. Or Shaylily. Like, most of her kit hasn't been added into the game. The irony that Iron Mouse has like already got a draw to GUI part of her EX as well. It's just kind of funny. So yeah, no, they're all working and they all look pretty decent. I'm happy with those. That's a system that I always thought was a wise one to add, and visually speaking was going to improve the game quite a bit. I'm glad that it does. What can I say? I'm very happy with those. So that's actually made like this excessive amount of work I've done this week for those splash arts feel a lot more justified. Genuinely, like that actually makes me have a very bubbly feeling. I'm quite happy with that. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, Twitter's just covered in fucking whatchamacallits at the moment. Jailbird plushie. She looks great. I've been enjoying that a good bit. Goddamn. Alright, oh, hell yeah. Sorry, I just saw the announcement from Holocure and that they're adding Coco, and it's like, fuck yes. You awesome, awesome people. Doing something I'm slightly too afraid to do with mine. It's a difficult one because so as a quick reminder, so in the characters and stuff like that we actually have a vaulted thing here, and we actually do have Nina. We have a model for her. It's an older one, and it would need to be updated if I was to do things, but we do actually have her model, like idle animation ready, if I was to do it. I'm still torn as to how I'm gonna... like, I gotta put this in the game somehow. I'm still torn how I'm gonna do it. If I make her a character or not. A playable character or just an NPC. Which I'm tempted to just make her an NPC. I think that would be better. To make graduated characters, but make them like NPCs in the background. Knowing that the entire like main room is going to be turned into like more tavern feeling, we could have like well, no, sorry, it's supposed to be very much your generic anime adventurers hub, right? So with that means that having like some people behind desks, some people at the tavern, some people serving food and all that all would make sense, and I feel like that's the sort of like where we can put some of those unplayable characters. So ones that like graduated that, I mean like Aqua, for example, I'd probably put that in now. Because she was not high on my list, but she was on my list of characters to eventually add in one day, but I couldn't think of a good kit for her. It's the weird bag of, if a character graduates that's on this list at the moment that has been implemented, I'm probably not going to do something about it. Where Nina graduated just as I was going to start implementing her. So a lot of her kit got moved to other places. One of the biggest key answers to that is, where is it? I think I've shown this a few times now. No, that's reference art. This one. So this is the design list for the game. This is where I have a lot of like my resources for baseline information. And to give an idea, this ability here used to be Nina's item. And a few of the aspects of this were related to Nina. So a lot of it got moved over to Rin. Just because like they were already conflicting in designs, this meant that I could just move it a bit more heavily over to her. And it made sense. And then I started working on Matara instead, which is great. Mataramorphosis. Or Matamara. Yeah, it's gotta be an M here, right? Mataramorphosis. Instead of metamorphosis, Mataramorphosis. There we go. That was always kind of the joke, but I think the R needs to be there. Because I think the nickname's more Matara and then Mata. And it sounds better when you say it out loud. Yeah. One day we'll finish this list, and then get on to the next list, and then on to the next list. The ever-increasing list of VTubers to add to this man, I swear. Is there anything in here that's I shouldn't be showing? I wonder. No, most of this has been done. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's most of this has been done and shown on stream before. Oh. Just having a moment of going like, is there a private information that I've just shared on the design side of things? Gotta love it. See if there's any new properties up to look at quickly. It is Friday after all, so they're less likely to post, you know. Not looking like it. And I doubt that I've gotten an email about it. Yeah, I just checked my emails before. Alright. Oh god, yeah, the fucking subathon. IML subathon's coming up soon. It's gonna be fun. I'm sad that I'm not gonna probably be able to watch much of it. Just because of commitments and work. And my own streams. It's gonna be someone. Alright, should we try and go find some voice? I don't know if I can do that on stream. I should try and find some voice lines though for these characters to like, play when their EX goes off, I think. Because I think that's something that's missing. There needs to be like a big visual cue as to when you trigger your EX, right? I feel that that's a valid way of approaching it. It's supposed to be a big, flashy, powerful amplification of some kind. Ah, yes, 600 seconds. Let's go. That's definitely what I pressed. And not click down here, you silly twat. And then show these. Right. So, we've added the EX Splash Showcase. So let's set up the assists now, I think. So there's two parts to setting up assists at the moment. So the first part is that currently the charge value isn't being grabbed. And then the second part, which kind of goes along with that, is that it's not being visualized anywhere when it's on and off cooldown. So what I mean by that is in the game currently, if we just launch quickly, you can actually tell how far off your EX is from being ready with the bar that's underneath the health bar in game. So if we go into the run, you'll see there's this bar, and you can see that it's slowly filling, but it's blue. And then it slowly gets lighter and lighter as it continues on until it fills up. That's your EX. Now, don't get me wrong, there should be some way of telling that's your EX. That's not very clear. That's because I want to add an icon for all the EXs. We haven't done this yet, and then that will be plucked on to the end of that. So you can see, like, hey, what's my EX? And then my hope is to maybe add our hover over functionality to that. So you can actually hover over your EX and run and see what your EX does. Even though some of the descriptions need to be cleaned up at some point. Some of them are still just soft descriptions and not telling you actually what it does. I'm pretty sure... I'm trying to think. What's up? Not much, how about you? What is your description? Yeah, be devoured by an ancient shark. It's like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, well, it actually fires off a shark after a portion of time. Except it doesn't do that at the moment because it's super buggy. But, you know, shh. We will sort that out at a later date. So... what are we gonna do now? So we're doing the assist stuff. So I need to go to UI scripts. This is UI stuff, which is... am I a new streamer? I would argue no, but I know some people argue yes. I've been streaming for 2 years. And I've been streaming on Twitch intermittently for the last few months. So... but no, I started streaming in... let's see. April 2022? I want to say. It was around the time I caught COVID, was when I started streaming. Are you streaming daily or not? Nearly. 4 or 5 days a week. Pretty much most weekdays here in New Zealand, I stream in the morning. Because I stream the programming work that I'm doing. Or some games. Like, I know my YouTube channel's got fucking buttloads of videos now. Actually, I can see, can't I? How many videos does it have? I'm sure there's a way to see how many videos I have in total, isn't it? Let's see, content. No. Actually, no, there's a really easy way. Go to playlists. Because I pretty much have all my streams. There we go. So nearly 600 streams I've done. Over on YouTube at the very least. Am I a developer, front-end or back-end? I am an indie developer for game dev. This is a game I've made almost entirely on my own. And when I say entirely on my, nearly entirely on my own, the only work I haven't done is from a mate that is willing to help me with my UI from time to time, or the assets. He's done a little bit of the music, but I haven't actually turned on the music for a long time, because it's still in testing. But some of the UI, some of the music, that's all that I haven't done. The rest of this game I've done. And I've worked on this since February last year. So I need to look at menu scripts, I think it is what he has it under. Draw bar, yeah, players playing bars draw. This is where he has it. Okay, so I need to go over this shite. Where is the thing? I know he hasn't set this up correctly, I don't think. Internet's back, fair enough. It's always fun when it breaks. So here is where the assist bar is going to be. So I'm going to yoink this. And we're going to change this from EX in these positions to assist. 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 Would help if I remembered how to spell my own fucking things. There we go. I want to make web, or I want to make making web. You mean like a web browser game, or is they're not too bad to make? Okay, so I need to remember what these values are and what I need to change about them. So I need the same height. It's the width position I need to change. It's the X position I need to change, sorry. Alright, and I need to make this super small. GUI X position equals this. To 5? Would that do it? We just need to see if the position's correct for this. The position is not quite right, but we're getting there. Let's go 2-1 then, if that was too far. Just give it a little bit of space from where the end should be. So they're slightly separated. We'll also probably need to make it a different color. That's still so much of a separation. Wow, okay. What if we do this? If I make the width slightly shorter, that should work. So let's go with 0.9. Because you kind of want to have it in line with the health bar, right? Again, this is not what I kind of want long term, but this is probably what we're going to have for now. With things. Yeah, that looks better. Still not happy, because it seems that there's like a little lip in the top corners where it's slightly off of the bar. And it's making it like not sit inside of this correctly. Which is kind of weird. So if I press tab, that's fine. Okay, so that's technically rigged in now. Technically. So now we need to actually input the correct value in the correct location. So with assists, that value character select, assist selecting, here we go. So this sets the assist and the assist character. I need to get the assist, what is the value here? So it's this, basically. We're going to get that. Assist total, and then assist. Would it be charge? Is that what I've got it as? What is it inside of the actual character creator? Where's the script? Yeah. Assist charge. Assist charge. Correct. Okay, cool. So we're getting the correct assist charge value now. Assist. So this is the saved version of it, right? Yeah, so we need this again. Except we need OUI character assist charge. There we go. Not bad. So now, if we launch, it should be good now. So, at the moment, the assist is incorrect. Or it looks to be incorrect, because it's supposed to be case on is what we're getting, but it didn't seem like that's what we were actually getting triggered. Yeah. So I need to look at where the value is getting pulled from, because it's clearly not pulling the correct location. Data. So I need to go to its O player. It's going to have a good shot at finding me this. Because we do this to F1. Player sets. No, it should be correct. It's not being set. Do I need to set it again now quickly to set it something different the first time? Because I think it might be just like broken because of saved information, maybe? So if we switch to assists and say we'll click on caissons and we switch to Iron Mouse. Now it is actually charging up. Okay, so it looked like it might have just been like a weird carryover bug. We'll have to play around with that and see if that's like something that just it happens with launch at all times now. Oh joy, your Windows is broken. Oh, it's always really, really annoying. Gotta love the old turning it off and on again. It's normally just the best answer for it all, right? Okay, so then we trigger this, and we should have like crit. I think that's what we get, right? Yeah, that's looking right. Cool. Looks like the assist is basically working. So that is part of this thing. So there's another thing I want to do. Search bar is just kaput. Ah, that's annoying. So there's two things I kind of have left to, well, no, there's three things I have to work on that I set myself for today. One of them should be relatively easy, but it's just gonna be like an awkward thing of, yeah, let's just get it done now. Okay, so let's go to player. We need to go to create, and we need to go with stats. We need to go, have I got a thing for it already? Technically I have a space for where it should go, which is here. Oh, well no, it's right there. Travel distance. Okay, cool. So now we have room start. Travel distance equals 0. And then on step, we go find movement. Da, 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 da. And then we, let's see, travel distance plus equals move X plus move Y. And done. That is literally how easy it was going to add to the travel system. So now the game will start tracking the distance you've moved. There is a few potential problems with this, but I should be fine. We will see, because it's potentially this value gets too high and crashes the game. Is an actual concern that happens. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is actually genuinely the case. This could potentially cause a lot of problems. We'll see. But this should capture your movement correctly. So I haven't actually shown this in a long time. As you can see, my movement system here isn't like just super linear. This is, again, thanks to my mate for giving me the basis for this, but I've developed it a fair bit since. This is an input magnitude system. What this is doing is that this is going to... Okay. Where's paint? It's going to be easier to show via paint. If I press up arrow, that means I get a value of, technically it's it just returns a value of 1 because it's true, because that's all a button can be. It's either it's pressed or it's not. So this means if I was to say minus Y by this amount, it'll either increase by 1 or it won't increase at all. Cool, so we have movement going upwards. And yes, by the way, it has to be minus Y because technically Y 0, 0 is top left in Game Maker. Don't ask, just work with it. So this is the case. However, what happens if I'm also pressing, so this is the up key here, right? What if I press the right key? Well, now I'm also going to have to minus X by 0 or 1. So that means I go this way or I don't move. If we got both of these, technically what's happening is I'm moving diagonally. However, I have to move equivalent to 1 up and 1 across. Is that 1? Are these arrows equal? Well, they hit the thing. They're the correct spot. But this is, I believe it equates to 1.6 or 1.7 or something like that, is what this value here is. So if I move diagonal, I'm significantly faster. So what the what a gamepad does, and this is where like you get kind of why this is different, is that this applies an axes value. It's a magnitude and figures out the value based on this. So it's a percentage, it's values, it's decimal places. It will know how much it needs to push this way to get the value that it needs. So this will never have this issue. But keyboard mouse input does. So what we're doing is if we take the value of, so the key, so point direction from this, fucking the origin, and we figure out this position. So this is the X. So this is, this will come up as 1, and this will come up as 0, typically, if we're going, so if we want right, this is 1. If we want to go left, this is going to be -1. Because this will be 0 minus 1. Cool. If it's not, then it's 0, and it doesn't do anything. Well done. So we get the direction, then we get the magnitude of it. So if it's not equal to the thing, we get a magnitude. We basically get a true. Then we take the length direction, which is basically how you input a lot of things. So you just get the length, distance, and the direction to go. So what this is it's just, it's as simple as this is 1. So what it's doing is instead of doing this calculation like this, it's now just going, okay, here is point. What direction in a 360 are you going? You're going this way? Okay, you're going by the value you've set. That's it. That's what this direction here is. So this is the length of distance you'll travel. So this is where movement speed and movement speed modifiers are getting pushed in. Seems a bit confusing, but this is how I times it. And this is just a 1 value here. And then I just put that in the travel distance. This is how we do it. And we use move and collide at this point because it's easy. I know that was not a great explanation, but it should kind of give the thing of, this is the difference really, is that instead of going up and to the side with the value, I'm now checking which direction you want to go in and sending you a set distance in that direction, which is what a gamepad does with your thumbsticks, right? Is it just checks what direction in a 360 thing and get the it gets the angle from that. Because that's what it's doing here, is it's just getting this angle from this point and going, figuring it out. It's cool. So it's probably one of the more math-intensive parts of this, but it means that that's why I have the movement speed look more consistent and flow nicer in the game. As we can see, again, so I'm going to use keyboard and mouse for this part, which I typically am using, but just as a clearer example. You can see that diagonal and sides don't move faster than each other. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some games that do that and they use that for purpose, and it's fine. But there's some games I've seen that do it and clearly it wasn't intended, and it's like an oversight, which is kind of sad because I feel like that's something that there is documentation on, and there's plenty of documentation on, so people should be able to find that information easily. But you know, sometimes people just aren't willing to look things up, and to their own detriment. So, what do I want to work on next? We've already tracked that internally, and we have it clear up on Switch. On Room Switch. We will see if it bugs out with the distance, because if it breaks when the value is too high, there's a few ways I can resolve that. I have seen plugins for like big number things. I might have to consider that. We will see. Man, I love Heartbound's soundtrack. I'll never not love that. I don't know if I care about that notification. Cool. Oh, Discord. Why were you over there? Right. Oh. What are my tasks to get done today? My tasks are... get 2 more sprites done, or splash arts, because I need to get Marys and Monarchs done. I have no idea how I want to approach Monarchs, by the way, because I'm like... I have like 3 different positions in mind that I want to pose her as. And... I'm not sure which I like more. Because like there's very much a generic sort of like prim proper position where it's just like standing up and all that. There's hyper action positioning, which there's this Fiora skin that I would use as a reference for it. Fiora skins. What skin was it though? I think it's Project. Yeah. Project is probably what I'd use as a reference point. It's like the aggressive, like, this. Right? Thinking that is one of the options. And then another is to take more of, like, her, Jinglue and find a angle, like a pose that she has for it. Because that would probably be kind of accurate. But I don't know, I kind of like the idea of the just like half dabbing, I guess, position for her. Because it feels more on that aggressive side, which is a bit more what her lore is. However, again, as we know with VTubers, their lore and the person piloting the VTuber are often quite fucking different. Dude, Monarch's lore is like intense, scary, fighting, wars, all this. Monarch streams are watching her fucking somehow alter for a game. It's great. So, yeah. It's difficult to find that balance, with it all. Trying to find like how do I make her like warrior intense backstory work while also not fake, implying that she's actually one epic warrior and not a fucking girl failure that she is. I love you dearly, but dear God. To be fair, I feel like I've kind of played around with those concepts of the splashes already. Like, I've tried to keep within a realm of it. Like, Vox tried to give him kind of a menacing, epic pose, because he's always kind of had that, even though I wouldn't call him menacing in actuality. It's more his character design, that is. His character design is definitely more intense than he is. Shy Lily, I mean, her lore and her person are actually really well tied. I give a lot of credit to their recent, like, retconning of her lore. With that one video, I rewatched her again yesterday, I think I said. And yeah, no, it's pretty good. Kason, I mean, I had to do the pose. There's no other pose I could do. Juniper, I went with, I think, I discussed this before, but it's just like, I tried to bring forward the personality that I think of when I think of each of these models as well. Both how she designed them, drawing, and just kind of what she was at the time. Because she changes a little bit, right? Yeah, we all do, we're human. I feel like she was definitely a lot more reserved early on, and she's definitely allowed herself to be more chaotic and crazy as time's gone on. So that's why I went with, like, the SCP one is a lot more of a seductress-y sort of thing, because that was kind of the joke, because it's like, hey, let me out of the containment. The gun one just went with playful, because that felt a lot more what she was, I felt when she released that one, she was a lot more of energy. Not saying that she's a low energy the rest of the time. It's really hard to explain these perspectives, right? But it was just like very hyperactive energy, like Sugar Rush Kid. And then the final one, which is the more recent one, I think she has, the Priestess one. I don't know if she's changed away from it again. No, she has the racing one now, doesn't she? Fuck no. I went with that because it was just like, I remember it having a side pose at some point, as well as it felt a lot more like subtle, methodical boss mob out of all of the ones that she'd done before. Iron Mouse, I just went with playful and silly, because that's, again, how I see her. Gura, I went with silly and childish, even though I feel like I've missed the mark on it somewhat with the way I've visually done it. Booby, I mean, I fought really hard to just get him as a demon lord sitting in a throne pose. And then, Aura, again, playful, silly, and tech nerdy. That's why the pose is based off Silverwolf in a sense, because I showed this the other time. There is a fan art that was done of Aura that sold me on it, and it's just like her in the middle of a tech environment, and it was very reminiscent of kind of like Futaba in Persona 5. That kind of environment, and I was like, you know, I really want to do that. AO Opera? Yeah, no. GX Opera VTuber. Didn't expect to see her. I mean, once... She was one of the earliest characters put in. In fact, fun little thing of ever figuring out the order at the moment. Vox, then Iron Mouse, then Juniper, then Mary, then Kason, then Aura. And then Booby and Gura, and that was all last year. Aura got added like before her fucking debut. In fact, the hardest part of her is that in the week of her initial debut was when I got her weapon and stuff done. If I remember correctly. Because I did it based off of her trailer thing that she did, because I was like, oh, well, it's got to be a slash then. Merryweather? Yeah. Lucius Merryweather. He's probably the one that needs the most love and attention to get fixed, because he's got a lot of bugs, but you know. I like my dog boy. He's cool. One day I'll actually, yeah, I'll clean his kit up because it's very rough and buggy, and it's very, very fragile, the design of it. So I need to be really careful when transitioning it to the newer systems, which is why this all looks like this here instead of looking like this. Because this is what I originally had to write it all as. This was the manual writing system. That's why most of it says not working as well. It's actually working, it's just not working properly. And then his item is super fucked as well, and his weapon has a couple of issues. And then his EX. Ironically enough, his EX has a bug, but the EX bug should be resolvable really easily. Once we finish implementing the passives system, which is basically just taking one of the abilities and making it inherently on the character. So they start with it. Well, start with one level of it. Because his ult is literally just, it takes this thing, which is a randomized cycling buff system, where it will just randomly pick a buff out of a list and not do a buff again. It won't do the same buff again. And it just takes all of those buffs and gives it to you all at once. That's all his EX does. Which you could call a bit of a cop-out, but I think it's good. Again, his kit is always the definition of like, he jack of all trades, master of none. And that's why I'm worried about his kit, because if it feels weak, I can't really buff it easily. And the moment I buff it, it can change from being like super weak to insanely strong with just like a literal decimal place value. That's how scary a kit like that is. That's why I'm not going to try and do those again in the future. It's a good learning exercise, and I don't think I'm going to change it. I think we do want to have a character like that in the game. Just as a kind of a showing of why we don't do those characters often as well. Because I know if I did him, like changed his system completely and reworked him, someone's going to ask, why don't you do randomization for your characters? And I'm like, well, I can point at this character now and go, it doesn't work that well. And I'm trying to avoid it under most situations. We already have a character that basically encapsulates it, so leave it alone. I say that, yet I've got multiple characters that have healing as their kits. Fuck me. I don't know how to stay in one lane, I guess. But yeah, I think like that's one of those showings of how I have a very wide cast of characters that I'm doing this game with. Which puts me in a very weird position, because like a lot of people wouldn't. I kind of want to get to the day where if this is released and I'm releasing more characters for it, that someone's genuinely going to go, I have no idea who this is. Right? It's like, I know how, like, all of these people, I don't know who this is. And I think that would be really funny to me. Because it would be a good opportunity for someone to interact with a character they may never have seen. Alright? Like, do you guys know Mark? Maybe, maybe not. Do you guys know... I mean, that's the thing. It's Hololive, Nijisanji, VShoujo, and then the Independents. / other, because... these two are an example of a bit of a confusing one. I believe Lily's under a banner, but it's not a VTuber banner. I think she's... Is it Brave Entertainment or something like that? No. That's the one that's acquiring Idol in. Fuck. Who is it? She's part of a... I think she's part of a group that's like none of them are VTubers though. Of content creators. I'm not sure about Monarch. I don't think she's under anything. Mary made his own company. And I think Juniper's also under a group technically, but she's independent in that group. I think that's what it is. But yeah, Booby is difficult because technically speaking, he's VShoujo. Technically he's not, because he's Iron Mouse. He's not VShoujo. But Iron Mouse is VShoujo. And Aura is Corpo, but singular Corpo. Hence why we just have independent/other for the title. That's the grouping of the ones that are just confusing and difficult to explain. I think that's the short of it. Oh, okay, the back button doesn't actually give you movement control again. Good to know. Yeah. And yeah, the assist doesn't seem to be correctly lining up with what you had as the last save. I guess... do I not have a reset for that? I think it's under create. Alright, here we go. Current character, current assist character. Should be saved. Find all. It gets the ability, doesn't get the charge. Ah, okay. Cool. Found the answer. var assist equals global dot character list global dot current assist character. Okay, that should fix it. Alright, just have it auto targets because I'm not gonna want to have. I want to give my hand a fucking rest. My right hand. Yeah, the game is going to be designed so you can one-hand it. It's going to be great. Any plans on adding? I have a rule with any plans on adding. My short answer is I've added the characters that I was immediately passionate about. I have a very long list. I am not saying your character won't get added, but I'm not going to say your character is going to immediately get added. I hope that's understandable. I mean that with the best intentions as well on the statement. Because I fear if I start promising too much with that stuff, it's gonna be a nightmare. It was a joke? Nah, fair enough. But let's see. Rushia. Oh god, yeah, no, Rushia's a nightmare. No, I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Who was that one? I'm assuming though all of those were, because yeah, Mikaneko, yeah. No, those ones, I think I talked about this before as well with like the Nina stuff. I actually do want to speak on this because it's a very interesting topic. Will I add graduated characters? And if I do, would I add like ones that will let go from their company due to pretty messed up stuff? Case by case basis, right? Because there's a very simple question that I know is going to probably resolve a lot of the questions around this. Because just think about the characters that are in this game, right? And then realize I do intend to do Doki Bird at some point. So I hope that kind of answers like my thoughts on the matter of who I would add and who I won't add. I love the idea of adding the characters at the best that they were. That's why Vox is in the game. There was a lot of controversy around him. I don't give a shit. I remember him for what I remember him for. I enjoyed him from those times. Not saying I don't enjoy him now, but regardless of all of the Niji controversy shite, and it's the same argument with a lot of them. Remember them at their best. That's my hope with this game. That's why I say, like, if any of them fuck up massively between now and release, which is pretty amazing, making the game like it's still 2022, honestly, probably. That's not even a wrong answer to it, eh? But yeah, it's, I mean, the short answer is, what are the lists that I'm looking at? I mean, I can pretty much guarantee every VShojo member is going to be in there because I've got none of them. I have, like, none of them that I don't watch on a semi-regular basis, at least highlights from them. I mean, fucking Nyanas is still on this list, and she was in VShojo, and she was intended back when she was in VShojo, but she's still in the list, regardless of if she left or not. And it's because I still, again, watch her and Aethel from time to time. I think they're very funny people. Fuck, her weapon's still in the game, right? Yeah, her weapon's still in the game. It's Nyakonomicon, or whatever the fuck it was again. So, it's a difficult one, though. I do think that, like, it's a question that's actually very valid to ask of some of that stuff. That's why I just say, like, my blanket statement is, if it's a... I just said that without even reading who you suggested. But yeah, saying it in relation to stuff like Rushia and all that, I'm gonna be honest. While I say remember them at their best, it's really hard when that individual has soured the perspective of them so much. Right? That you can only do so much damage to your character and your, like, on the personality that people see, before, like, even I kind of turn away and go, nah, I'm good, thanks. That's why I said, like, I do still want to have Nina as, like, an NPC. Nina Kosaka. Yeah, Nina Kosaka, but I also intend on having Mitara in. Now, you might consider that a conflict of interest, but I don't see a problem with that. I really enjoy Mitara. I think she's an awesome person, and I really enjoyed Nina, and I see no problem with having a way of including both of them. And I will also say, before someone asks, because I know this is something that's been asked a few times, will I be making very clear references to previous incarnations? No, I'm going to try and avoid to, because there's a reason why people moved on. Right? I want the ability for every VTuber I add to play this game and feel happy and comfortable with the game. Do I want them to enjoy it? Sure, I also want them to enjoy it, but I also don't want them to come into the game and then kind of maybe have to message me and go like, I don't feel like this is okay, right? The base idea would be to only add graduated people. True. I mean, that would be a fun, like, expansion, right? Is to add just a bunch of graduated characters. Add Nina, Coco, Aqua. Those are the ones I immediately think of. I mean, there's a few others that I can think of as well, here and there. I guess Mister as well, technically I'd want to add, if I was to add that kind of list. But, you know. Selene. But again, that's where the difficulty arises, because... yeah, make it like Hades, they die and have to fight their way out of the Shadow Realm. Oh, I mean, one suggestion I got, and I still think it's kind of funny, right? And I play around with it still to this day, is someone suggested that when you lose, when you die in the game, it comes up with a, like, you graduated sort of thing, like the you died, but you graduated. The only reason I don't want to do that is I don't want to do emotional damage to the players. Because I will get emotional damage from that as well. 100%. I would definitely see that every time and I go like, please no. Don't graduate. Actually, is there anyone else on my current list that has graduated? Now I can't remember. No. No. No, and no. No, so nobody else has graduated currently. Just shows us a tweet with a small black text on white background. Oh no. Yeah, it turns up, you can't even read it, but you just see like the, yeah, exactly, just announcement regarding, and you're like, no, thanks, I'm good. I'm really good, thanks. I don't need. I still love how that's just the joke now, right? Is that how many you go on Twitter and you just, anytime you see black text on white, like, on a white sheet from any like VTuber agency or anything, it's just a panic attack. It's like, please, no. No, don't do this. No. Don't do this. Wait. And it's worse because, yeah, sometimes it's just like, oh, we're experiencing delays on shipping, and it's like, now everyone has to specify announcement hat. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, it's because I think it was it Idle EN had their issues with shipping items in recent time, right? And that had a white background black text message for it, and it just is like, I saw the Japanese one first, and I saw some of the names involved, and I'm just like, no. See that it's about shipping, I'm like, thank God. Then we saw the fucking Brave taking it over, and I again saw the Japanese version for it first, which again gave me a mild panic attack when I saw the names involved. And then I saw the thing, and then I still had a bit of a panic attack until I actually read it, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, Rin's still gonna go independent. Cool. Got it. I'm okay with this. My Oshi sequence was Monone, Coco, Sana, Vesper, and Pika. Oh, no. Dude, I gotta say, losing Vesper was pretty sad. Vesper was great. I enjoyed him a lot. I think he really brought the energy to the hollow stars that was kind of needed to keep them more... Okay, how do I say this without sounding negative? There's no way to say this. More relevant, because no offense to hollow stars, but just like, it's not their fault, right? It's just, there's not been great advertising, there's never great attention brought towards them, and it's just never really worked and been maintained well. I feel. And I'm not sure that it's a wholeheartedly, like, I don't know whose fault on that it is, if it's just like, there isn't really a community for male VTubers in that scene, there isn't enough advertisement, I don't know. But he definitely brought forward and brought a more, viewing to Hollow Stars, I feel. That was awesome. But yeah, Nasana, it was sad to see her go. She was awesome. Admittedly, and I will openly say this, I was used to only watching her as, like, she was in collabs. I never watched her solo, or, like, more solo content. I did enjoy her, though. I really did. But Pikami, god, yeah, how long had she been around for as well? I feel like she was around for ages. But yeah, Coco, I mean, like, everyone's old Oshi is Coco if you'd been in the VTuber scene for long enough, right? Because she was I argue, is the main reason why VTubers hit the West. VTubers were popular in the West, but all of us were like, we don't understand Japanese. We just wait for the highlight reels where, like, Fubuki is making weird noises. Right. But yeah, Coco definitely bridged the gap for the West, I feel. And I'm eternally grateful to that kind of effort. She paved the way for Holo EN to exist, and I don't think without Holo EN and other things that popped up around that sort of time, we would have as awesome of a time as VTuber fans in the West. I give them a lot of credit for that. So yeah, all of that I say comes from Coco in a sense. It's the reason why I follow Kason so much, right? I mean, there's no fucking relation between those two, right? It's so hard to, like, make those nods without feeling like I'm stretching beyond a boundary. I always feel bad. But I mean, I follow the person regardless of who they are. If they're fun. Right? I feel like I've been lucky that most of my beloved VTubers have never disappeared on me. The closest I've gotten outside of some of them mentioned, like Gogo and Vespa. And Nina, I guess. But, you know. Was... Yeah, like, I mean, Gura disappearing for fucking a couple of months, I feel like it was. And Crony disappearing as well a few times. And Ina disappear. Dude, why did they just disappear without saying anything? That shit's the hardest. Because I get concerned. And don't get me wrong, it's a concern that's like, as a fan, right? It's like, I'm concerned because I hope the person's alright. And I'm just like, I don't want to know what's going on. I just want to know that they're okay and like... That's it. I don't want to know about their personal life because that's a breach of privacy. And I ain't a weird person like that that tries to do the weird shit. Oh, God. Okay, that's the stuff I really hate, right? So... in one of the communities I'm in, there's someone that, like, actively searches out the information about people. About VTubers, like, their real life person and all that. I'm like, I don't care. Like, sure, I've watched some of the streams of some of them separate to their person, right? Fuck, I mean, I stand by, I was actually a Demon Dice fan. I still am. I found her via Sydney, and I thought she was kind of cool. I thought Karen was awesome. I love her music. Numbers-wise, the new stars are doing pretty alright, but Vespa was his own thing, a grandpa among men. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Pygmy was the one that got me into Rabbit Hole in June. Yeah, I remember her being a fairly early one. In the like grand scheme of things, because like it was 2019, 2020 that like VTubers really kicked off, right? I remember her being like fairly early on, because I remember seeing random highlights about her ages and ages ago. So that's rigged up correctly. Cool. I don't need to worry about that right now. I played straight up and got good in first try. Oh no, that's right. I love that shit, man. Nah, I swear, Vesper is like, if I ended up being a VTuber, I would probably end up like a lot like Vesper in a sense, where I'm just old man energy. I feel like I have old man energy already, right? The amount of people that call me fucking dad says a lot. And dad, not the other thing. Fuck that. That's... If you can't hear, let's kill the whore inside your head, I feel obliged to gatekeep you from VTubers. God damn. Let's kill the whore. Beach. There we go. I remember the full meme from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Hey, I'm a JoJo fan. Let's go. And I'm also like kind of gay. I swear those aren't like I swear those aren't related, but it genuinely doesn't naturally help when you say it that way. It's like, well, you're a JoJo fan, so you like sucking dick. It's like, well, okay, but that's not the point. Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's weird. I feel like there's a whole different community to developed separately from the people that were around. And yes, no, 100% right. I mean, even within that, right? There's different communities that developed, and it's always interesting to like look at how those develop. I sit in a very weird category where like I will openly admit I still remember what's her name, Kizuna I think was her name, from back like early 2010s. I think was when that kind of started a thing. Was it 2015 or something? 2015, 2016. But yeah, I remember Kizuna I remember like the concept of VTubing before it was VTubing, right? The way I go to Pikame was, yeah, binging part 5 memes. Yeah. But yeah, like it's definitely I sit in that category. Aichan was 2017. Was she? Kizuna I can't remember. Like I remember. Okay, you want to know how I found out about her? Let's see if we can actually date my knowledge of this. Kizuna I want to see if I can date my exact knowledge on this. See if we can pull up like her wiki or some shit. Was not enough of a weeb to tank pure Japanese streams. Honestly, fair. Alright, let's see. Who debuted in the end of 2016. Yeah, so there we go. So basically 2016, end of 2016, 2017. But yeah, she's on indefinite hiatus at this stage. But no, I remember seeing stuff, and I'm trying to see where... When was it? They weren't even streamers. Yeah. Can I see if does this actually have the thing for the info? So I remember, here we go. So it would have been end of 2017 was when I found out about her. His beat the T-series phase. Oh god, yeah, that shit. But yeah, so I think it was end of 2017 was when I found out about her. Because it was about when she hit the 1 million subscribers. Is when I remember really hearing about her and looking into her. Then eventually I did way more digging. It doesn't really say it here, does it? There was a collab done between Kizna Eye and Azure Lane, and that's when I really dug into VTubers at that stage. When was that? Azure Lane Kizna Eye. Do you tell me the date you came out? No. Thanks. Collaboration, here we go. Do you tell me the date? That was April 2019. So that's when I delved truly into the hole that was VTubers, was mid 2019. So I looked into them in 2017. Kinda didn't do much about during 2018, and then yeah, in 2019 I got into it. And yes, I'm 100% saying I blame Azure Lane for my like VTuber addiction. Fuck you, Azure Lane. Did do a game with generic male model. Yeah, almost got pulled in 2019 when Holo Gene 3 plus Yusei did the cover of Saga. Ah! But it was so good I didn't realize it was a cover. Okay. Oh. But yeah, no, that's when I got into the hole, and that's, like, at some point I found, like, Iron Mouse. I remember Iron Mouse I found, and I also found, when Hollow Myth, Ian turned up, I got really dunk into the hole at that point, and I was fucked at that stage. That's 100% like where I just got completely destroyed. Which, when did Hollow actually debut? Hollow Live. Let's look at the wiki and see when that came out, because I want to see if I can get depressed. Okay, here's the list of people that are a part of it. Because, yeah, like, I knew about Korone and Fubuki. I don't think anyone didn't know about those two for a while. Right? And Pecora. And Mani. Indonesia, when did it... Hollow Myth. No, it doesn't say here when that debuted. Let's say when it debuted. Oh, I have to go through the list. No, I need to go... It'd be like 2020, right? Now it's bringing auditions English speakers... On September, the promotional video for the new HoloLive branch was released. They made their debut, Twitter debut at the same time. They debuted in September of 2020. There you go. There we go. That's the answer. The pipeline for me was Pikmi, Tahama, Jinmates, then saw Guru memes on Reddit, heard her, made, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. That's a pretty solid pipeline, though. I think that's a good pipeline for a VTuber fan. Nowadays, it's weird to me, right? Because, like, VTubers are just so permeated. I can't... I wonder what it would be like growing up as a kid nowadays with VTubers existing. It's such a weird thing. Like, imagine going through high school and VTubers exist. It'd be so weird. I was working when they existed. Like, well into working. What the fuck? If you look hard enough, you'll find the first HoloLive fan meme video made when Gen 1 was announced. Oh my god. That's... yeesh. Yeah, no, it's such a... It's really weird as well, because, like, there's an argument to be made. It's not actually been that long. Like, the VTuber boom was 2020, right? We all agree that that was when VTubers really kicked off. It stopped being kind of an underground thing at that stage and became a really large-scale market thing in the West. So, there's an argument to be made. It's only really been popular for 4 years. That's not a long time. It's not as weird as when I was in school and OG gaming and Minecraft YouTube was around. Granted, I talked to no one about it. Dude, I still remember in high school asking a friend, because anime was still not a thing, really, by the end of my high school. I saw a series when I was younger at the time that I was like, fuck, I don't know what it's called. But I remember, like, the English dubbing for it, but it wasn't dub, it was a localize. It was really bad. But I was like, I kind of want to rewatch it, but I can't remember the name. So I asked my anime friend, because I thought it was kind of anime-ish. And he's like, oh, what do you have to go off? And I'm like, I describe the main characters. Like, literally toss that into Google images and see if you can find it. And let's see if we can replicate the event somewhat. So here's Google Images. So I literally typed in pink-haired anime girl cat ears with heart bell. Now, mind you, it was on the third row, but yeah, there you go. Tokyo Mew Mew, or Mew Mew Powers was the localized version. So yeah, it's, welcome to the anime that basically was my gateway anime, outside of obviously like Pokemon and Dragon Ball, but I don't know if I'd count those. And Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. Yes, this was my gateway anime. It's fucking... Such a weird anime it has the gateway. I'm only just now stabilizing of the OG small EN VTubers that started. The one that left owned founder of Phase Connect and maybe produced. Ah, okay. Maybe my first exposure to VTubers was the meme for Nijisanji Wave 1, where the girl eats the 3-leafed clover. Oh, I think I know which meme you're talking about, but fuck, I barely remember. But yeah, so that was my like rabbit hole for anime. And when did Tokyo Mew come out? Now I want to know this because I don't think it's that old, right? Tokyo Mew animated series. No, not the remake. When was the original? Oh, fuck. Anime aired in Japan 2002. When was the English language? Yeah, Mew Mew Power produced and edited in localization. The first three, United States. Was able to license the remaining episodes. When did that happen, though? That doesn't tell me when. When did Mew Mew Powers get done? Was Pokemon Kid? Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I remember Pokemon, I remember Dragon Ball, I remember all of them. It's just, I wouldn't call those what got me into anime. I would say Tokyo Mew Mew got me into anime because it was the first time I watched something in Japanese. Uh, 2005. Yeah, there you go. So beginning of 2005 was when Mew Mew Power came out. And then like, I then later asked someone at high school, what the fuck was that? They told me. And I will openly admit to this, I then proceeded to look up the original and found it on YouTube and watched it there. Because that's how I had to watch it back then. That was like the only way to watch anime originally if you were from the West. Because just shit didn't exist. There was no such thing as like piracy or Crunchyroll or any of that shit back then. And anime coming into New Zealand was a nightmare. Because we have a specific company that basically handles all anime imports to New Zealand and has like the licensing shit, and they are still assholes to this day. It's a nightmare to try and get it. Crunchyroll suffers, Netflix suffers, all of them suffer because of this. And like the worst part is they have the licensing, but they just don't license it out, so we just don't get the series. Which is really annoying. So we're led into a situation where it's like, if I want to watch a new series, I have to either break the law or break the law. I have to break the law by telling the website I'm in another country and like watch it on an American site, or I break the law and I pirate it. That's the only ways to watch the majority of anime in New Zealand. It's really frustrating. And I'm not condoning any of those actions. I'm just like, my frustration of how New Zealand handles anime. It's so annoying. To be fair as well, like, and up until, I want to say, like, mid-2010s, we were normally a year behind when it came to, like, TV shows, at least. Like, if something was airing in US on, like, HBO or anything in general, we wouldn't get it for a year. If we got it at all. And it was really sad. I still remember when I was younger watching, and when I say younger, I mean at an age I probably shouldn't have been, in a sense, the Battlestar Galactica and Babylon 5. Fuck, I grew up on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if that says anything about me. And there was no way that was getting into New Zealand. I don't think still... I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if to this day New Zealand has ever aired any Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes. You got filtered? If you did, that's YouTube. I can't do anything about it because I don't have any of my filters on my end. YouTube, it doesn't help, and I know this feeling. It does not help that YouTube doesn't tell you when you're filtered. So the short answer is, here on the screen, if you do not see it here, then it just didn't come through. And I apologize, but that's not on me. That's on YouTube. It is a irritating platform for that sometimes. It doesn't tell you why you got filtered. I know sometimes it's just like, oh, the message is too long. The meme you mentioned? Oh, the search up for one. I try not to search up things too much on YouTube while I'm playing, while I'm streaming, just because of legal things. I don't want to like play a DMCA thing or anything. I'm just a little cautious on that. But I'll probably have a look at it after stream. But yeah, just not on stream. It's regardless of anything, unless I can get 100% guarantee that there will be no copyright action. Just curiosity. I feel like I know it though. God, it's 11 o'clock. Jeez. Ah, it's almost lunchtime. What am I gonna do for lunch? Probably just more bread. Is there anything I can think of that I wanted to work on right now, other than like fixing those last couple of things? But I want to, I could do that, but I feel like I do both of those at the same time. Yeah, we could do both of those at the same time. How do I want to handle that? That would be interesting. Yeah, I could do that. Including the one that never debuted. Oh, yeah. No, so if that is the case, then I would not be able to get it, because anime music is almost always hard copyrighted. Even if it's, like, remixed. A lot of people get away with it. I am not willing to try. Because, yikers. Why I've only done a few React content video things, and that's when I'm like really tired as well. Oh god, I was not prepared for that. That was a good joke. Oh fuck. Sorry, it was just someone made a meme where it's Asmongold's bedroom is coming to Power Wash Simulator and it's oh Jesus. That's fucking foul. Oh, lordy. Okay, that was... I was not ready for that. Goddamn people, man. The internet is just, internet is full of mean people, man. Everyone's really mean on the internet. Right, I'm gonna call it here though, because I've streamed for over the 3 hours that I normally would. And while I've got more to do, I can't bring myself to the motivation to do it right this moment. I'm feeling pretty tired and a little peckish. So, with that being the case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You're all awesome. Stay awesome. And I hope to see you again next week. It's because we're going to take the weekend off, as per usual. I might sneak a stream in during the weekend. We will see. But, yeah. No, thank you so much. Stay awesome and goodbye.